why didn't the mining companies become the treasury companies 2 years before MicroStrategy, ever came into existence? And the answer is exactly what you said. It's because they were so capital intensive. And there was this constant trade-off between a very aggressive CapEx market to keep up with your competitors. Like, you can't even tread water in the mining business unless you're constantly deploying new capital. And then that's competing with your Bitcoin buying capital. So where this is going to settle out is a combination between these two things. And I think the best combination there, outside of some more active strategies outside of this, is businesses that synergize with the Bitcoin treasury, right? You want to have a business that actively utilizes the Bitcoin on the balance sheet to drive shareholder value and to create cash flow. And so this is an actual business, but it's also a business that has a primary goal of accumulating a Bitcoin treasury. And so it's saying, hey, the primary benchmark, stacking sats, buying Bitcoin, this going up forever. But we know that we're going to be able to do that more effectively if we have growing cash flows and we have an operating business and we have something that synergizes with this. Because there have been companies that had an operating business before, but it was a shrinking operating business and that kind of had nothing to do with Bitcoin. I think if a treasury company can demonstrate synergy between the treasury and cash flow via an operating business, or like market neutral, like delta neutral yield, or some conservative ways to kind of, again, like prioritizing on keeping the Bitcoin, but if you could generate 1%, 2%, options market sort of stuff, I think that starts to get a lot more interesting. And most of all, I think it starts to appeal to normal investors more, where there's all these people on the sidelines, you've had debates with them, that the lack of cash flow, the lack of an operating business is a huge impediment for them to understand this model. So it's not in any way yielding to that point, but I think there's no reason you can't have both. There's no reason you can't have a growing operating business that has something to do with Bitcoin and a growing treasury.